don't be bashful on the food. There's more sausage biscuits up there that are still warm, so help yourself. This is the Chamber's last day, so they wanted to do something nice. So be more than greedy than you normally are this morning. So Brandy and Amanda are passing out some flyers. If I can ask one favor, please wait till we take a look at those so we can go through the program. We're going to have those, and I'll explain as we go through why we're doing this. It's not normally, but our presenter had some technical issues that we look like we got through today. She actually agreed to jump in last minute and present because our original presenter had to reschedule. So we wanted to make sure we got this information out. But if we can put those down until it comes time for her presentation, and if she refers back to them, that would be appreciated. So we're going to kick off our meeting. If you have not checked in, please scan the QR code and check in. If you're a first-time member, you're going to have to set up a login and a password, and that will get you checked in. If you've been here before, should just ask for your email, and then that will get you checked in. Oh yeah, and I think Monty said that 1 Million Cups has actually changed things up a little bit. So they want to say thank you for being here each and every week to support our presenters. So on the 5th check-in, and it's going to have to be after the meeting because you can't check in and then leave, but on the 5th check-in after the meeting, let one of us know, and then we will welcome you to some of our 1 Million Cups swag, I guess, for the lack of a better word. Monty is displaying it over there.
It's actually the third, because when I checked in today, he said, hey, this is the third time you've been here, because I've been here more than that. But they said, go get your free swag. So it's 3, not 5.
But Josh, for you, it's 5.
Oh, okay.
You know, and the funny thing is I checked in, maybe it's just because I forget to check in. I've been doing this for almost 2 years, and they didn't tell me to get in here.
You're a coordinator, that's why.
Good what?
You're a coordinator, that's why.
Well, that could be. That could be. So before we start, it was brought to my attention, we have a birthday today. This very day. So, young Daisy, would you like to join me at the front? John, would you like to lead us in happy birthday?
Right here, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Daisy. Happy birthday to you.
So nice to see the Foster family so modest and shy.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on. We got work to do. We're moving on. So housekeeping. We are live. So if you get a chance, go on Facebook, find our live, share it on your page, so we can get more people to continue to build our social media presence. If we can, let's make sure we keep our side conversations to a minimum. We want to focus on our presenter. Please mute your phone. And the bathrooms, ladies, are generally up here to my left and right, and men are back there in the corner, my right, your left. We want to thank our hosts and sponsors each and every week, which is the Mega Workplace. Within one building, I think we've even designated as a work hub, because you have everything that you need for business success under one roof. We have 1 Million Cups, where you're going to come present challenges and even startups with your business that we'll learn about in a minute. You have League with Monty and Ray and all of the great things that League does to help you grow your business. John Briggs from the SBDC is going to help you structure your business. And he's not here today, but we also have Brian Biedrich from the UCF Incubator. They're going to help you scale and grow your business. So if you take advantage of all these sources, you will have 99% guaranteed business success if you put the plans in place that they give to you. You can't go there and it's going to magically happen. You have to put what they suggest and recommend in place for business success. And most of it, again, is free. And if there is a cost, it's very minimal. Lee does an amazing job with all of the presentations they put out. We want to thank our sponsors. Our coffee sponsor is Foxtail Coffee. From Infinity to Beyond, they're going to be our sponsors. We want to thank them. If you make a business connection today, if you make a business connection outside of today, please visit a Foxtail Coffee. Thank them for everything that they have done in support of our Eustis chapter of 1 Million Cups. And just let's take some business back to them as a way of saying thanks. And then for the last week, the Lake Eustis Area Chamber of Commerce. I know Marie can't be here today, but when you see Marie, if you see a member of the chamber, thank them for what they did. They kind of jumped in last minute for the last 2 months and sponsored our food for our Wednesday events. So, what is 1 Million Cups? And before we get started learning a little bit more about what 1 Million Cups is, if we could have our organizers in the room stand up, please. Let's thank them for everything that they do. And just a little bit about our organizing team. We don't just show up on Wednesday morning, plug in a PowerPoint, and start the meeting. This really is kind of an ongoing process throughout the week. It will start this afternoon or tomorrow with promoting and putting the presentation online. This is a process. Now, we're not spending 40, 50 hours a week a piece on this, but this just doesn't happen. So we show up and we run the meeting and we have successful meetings that we've had. This takes a lot of effort for everybody that we are putting in and that help put this on every week. And we want to say thank you to one of our presenters. And after the meeting today, am I correct, Arlene? Arlene would like to invite everybody from 1 Million Cups across the street. She is going to do like a private grand opening for 1 Million Cups participants only at, what's the name of it again? The Happy Hippie Customs, which is right across the street. You'll find it. She'll be there. So let's walk over there after we have a few minutes after the meeting and just thank her for being an organizer. We do this because she's been such a great organizer. And then her grand opening, which she'll announce at the end of the meeting, is this Friday as well. But what is 1 Million Cups? Let's get back to business. It is a hub or home base for entrepreneurs in Lake County. There's over 100. Actually, we're going to update that if I remember to remind Monty. There's 110 of them now. I saw that on the website when I actually checked in today. 110 chapters across the country helping entrepreneurs and business people either with a startup business or business challenges in their business. It's no cost. Every week when you come here, it's going to cost you nothing to come. We have food and coffee sponsors. You just show up, support the community, and then no barriers. And then if you're an entrepreneur, a business person, you don't have to be a business owner. If you have been in business, you have experienced what majority of our presenters and their challenges are. You're going to get some valuable information as well. So just some of the numbers that we've done over the last year. I know we're now well over 1,000 unique attendees. So just some of the things that we've done in our last, we're coming up on 2 years here in a couple of months. So what is 1 Million Cups? As we like to remind everybody every week, it is presentations and not pitching. The presenters are not here to pitch, sell your product, ask for direct referrals. They are here to ask for your help to overcome a challenge. At the same time, we are not here to try to sell our presenters our product, to say, hey, buy my product and we're going to fix it. This is all about support. And support is just help and suggestions. At the same time, when we get here, we are making connections. We are making organic, long-term connections. We are not here to network. If you are here to network, you are here for the wrong reason. We'll talk. We'll change that thought process to connecting. Todd in the back is the president of B&I. Amazing networking program. If you want to network, talk to Todd. Come here to connect, make organic connections. Let's build long-term relationships. So we want to make everything a comfortable spot for you to show up. We never want you walking in here feeling like you're going to be sold to or uncomfortable. We want you to feel 100% at home when you walk in this building. So, who has a business concept or idea? Everybody at one point, when they started their business, they had to come up with an idea that I wonder if this would be a business that might work in the community. You're going to present that idea here. You're going to get some feedback from the community. Yes, it might work. No, it might not. But this is where you're going to get good and valuable feedback whether you want to continue with that business or not. The primary focus is on newer businesses 1 to 5 years old. It's what we call our What Keeps You Up at Night challenge. You're gonna wake up in the middle of the night. You're gonna think about it during the day. It's just gonna be one of those that's gonna be on your mind. How do I overcome this challenge? This is the challenge, and this is the spot where you're gonna present that challenge. You're gonna step out of your comfort zone, because it is a little bit of an uncomfortable position to come up here and say, hey, I have a problem, I have a challenge I can't get past. We're gonna forget about that. We're gonna appreciate that they're up here, and you're gonna help them out with that challenge and overcoming that challenge. And then every 6 months, we're gonna have you back. Tell us how the first challenge and the first presentation went, how you overcome those challenges, what your new challenges are. So if you look at it, if you've got a business 1 to 5 years old or a concept, you're gonna present every 6 months. You're gonna have 10 opportunities to present. You're gonna perfect your business, you're gonna overcome all your challenges, and you're gonna have long-term success as you move forward in your business. And then if you're a newer business, we want you up here as well, but it needs to be if you're gonna expand your business, if you're gonna grow your business with a new product line, if you're gonna open up a second office. Business growth can be done the right way, and it can be done the wrong way. We've got successful people, again, in the room that have grown their business the right way. We need to get feedback from them on how to do that successfully. So, who is a first timer? If you are a first timer, please stand up. So what we're going to ask you to do, we're going to ask you to introduce yourself with your name and your business, name and business only, again, to avoid that networking thing. We're not doing our 30-second elevator speech. Name and business, for example, if I was introducing myself, I would be Jim Green with 1 Million Cups. So then go ahead.
Okay, I'm Susan Klingberg, and the company is called Moon Sparkles. I'm an artist.
Thank you.
My name is Kelsey Hall, and I'm with Katie the Healer. Katie the Healer Massage Center.
Perfect. And last one, go ahead and stand up. Come on.
Hi, Demetrius, I'm into real estate and entrepreneurship.
Thank you.
Hey, my name is Zach, and I run a software development company called Code Meets Bagel.
All right, thank you. And let's thank them again for being here. So as a great example, you're going to see the value of 1 Million Cups represented. In your business world, invite some of your business contacts. This is a great program, I guarantee you, your competition is not doing, that's going to help solidify your relationship with them for getting them involved in programs like this. And at the end of today, we're going to do a couple of drawings, we're going to do some giveaways. Josh, even if you got your see one of us, see one of the organizers, if you've got that, we probably won't even check it. We're gonna do the honor system, and we'll get you some of our 1 Million Cups information. So, real quick, we're going to do about 3 or 4 questions. We start a little bit late trying to get started with some technical difficulties. But the question of the day, Amanda, Brandon, you ready on the mics? Have you done anything recently that has made a positive impact on your health?
I got mine.
Go ahead.
I bought a walking desk.
I'm Matthew Guy. I started a health and wellness challenge with the South Lake Chamber of Commerce. Forgot about it for 60 days. It was a 90-day wellness challenge. And then in the last 30 days, I got myself in the gym 10 hours a week, got my nutrition on everything right, and they had a competition. I ended up winning most lean muscle mass gained and most body fat percentage lost in that time frame. So that's always what I've done. I sign up for something, and then I have to train like a Spartan race. And if I don't train, then I'm probably going to perform very miserably. So I always sign up for something random and then have to do something.
John, go ahead.
I had back surgery. Worked well.
All right, great. And then we'll wrap it up with Todd.
This is a slow progress, but I've been doing it for 9 months, but I eventually want to do 100%, but I've embraced the carnivore diet and feel great.
Matt?
So my wife and I were looking through Facebook and we saw Matthew Guy's performance. She went, we should do something like that. Okay, honey, you haven't worked out in ever. So yesterday, we did some kettlebell work and some floor work on the yoga mat. And this morning she texted me and said, why does my abdomen hurt? My shoulder blades hurt. Can your spleen hurt? I'm pretty sure everything hurts. I might get hurt when I go home, but we're making an impact.
And listen, my wife and I, we decided, as you get older, it's easier to put it on than it is to put it off. So we've been trying for the last 3 or 4 weeks to do the intermittent fasting. We're doing the 16 hours a day of fasting, 8 hours a day of eating. I can tell you right now, I am physically starving. So we need to move this meeting along because I get to eat at 10 o'clock, but I'm hungry. And so we're going to leave it right there at that because it could get ugly. So how is the format happen for our new members? What we do each week is sometimes we do 1, sometimes we do 2, but we have our 6-minute presentation. So we have Kathleen Erickson from APLGO. Is that APLGO? APLGO, Quantum Energy Wellness. She's going to do a 6-minute presentation. Then we're going to take about 20 to 24 minutes of feedback. So you're going to give her suggestions on how to overcome your challenge. This is what we do each and every week. We have presenters come and overcome their challenge. So let's welcome Kathleen.
Thank you. So I'm Kathleen Erickson. And I'm a mom who had a son that the pediatrician said, I don't want him in the office anymore. He's been on too many antibiotics. He's only 2 years old. So he sent me home to learn about alternative wellness. That started my journey, and since then I've done a lot of studies, certifications, and moved into the quantum field with other scientists and doctors and professionals in that field. So that's why we make the quantum energy. And then this is what showed up in my life. This is Sergei Kolokov and his family. They're from Moldova. He was a young man that was born at the turn of the change in Russia and that situation where countries took on their own independence. He was able to create a wellness, not yet. He was able to create his fortune as a young man, driven with inspiration on how to communicate and work with people and build teams. And with that, he actually went into Italy and talked to some scientists who had then created the energy field in this blossoms that you'll hear more about. So, welcome to high tech, the future of our health. Why is it high tech? It's like, if some of us will remember that when these CDs came out, that was pretty high tech for us, right? And then all of a sudden, within a few years, we were on the computer playing games, and then we were on the computers creating, and then there was the whole software gamut, and we're on the internet, right? Well, I'd like to compare this to what this young man has done with the science. These scientists have created a situation that I'll explain a little bit more on how they brought the energy field into a supplement. There are multiple supplements. They're from plants, the DNA of the plants. We have different ways of creating the research for this. We have a professional who has been in the health industry for over 35 years with her own clinic. She's a master biologist who has written over a 600-page book on research for every plant that's used and DNA is extracted from. We have the certifications, halal, kosher, non-GMO, Health Canada, and so forth. We have pharmaceutical white papers that have been written by a doctor, and we have, of course, the testimonials of people and how they responded and how their health changed. So high-tech health, the future of nutrition, and to me, the future of a change in mindset on how we take care of our health and who do we really rely on first. So who is my clients? That's part of the question that I need to have some help with. This blossoms is one term we phrase is, how about trying some candy nutrition? It's set in a simple chain of glucose. This is very important. It's a part of the science of glycobiology. Glycobiology tells us that we have to have a small amount of a glucose or a sugar. Yeah. It's not the bad, it's the good. That has to open up the lining of the cells. I actually have a short video that I'd love to share that shows how the antennas of the cell are actually there to protect the cell and keep the virus and the bacteria out, and also how to open it up. So when you have your healthy nutrition that can go into the cell and create the health and the repair and the change that's needed. This is the man that actually inspired the scientists in Italy. They were in a quest to find out how to take a plant and keep its life source energy and then have it available to us. So Nikola Tesla, another picture you might have seen if you go and Google him, is he's in the bottom basement hotel in the Rockefeller Hotel, and he's got this machine going, and he's got electrons that people are going in and getting their health. This product is bioavailable because it goes in, you suck on it, goes into the mucous membrane, and it's absorbed directly to the blood. It comes from plants, all organic, even the soil's treated. They extract the DNA, they put it in a chamber, and infuse it with those negative ions. Here we have the extraction process and why I'm here. I am here because it's a revolutionary idea. Many of us have learned that we can take care of our health. Many of us have learned that there are multiple solutions. So being new in this community, what are your suggestions for launching this product? What suggestions do you have for early adopters and the approach? We got suggestions in there twice. We did this really quickly. But the main point is, what are your thoughts? What are your ideas? I know there's a lot of ways I've been to expos and things, but and think about mindset change. How do we approach? How do we educate? And I'd love to have your suggestions.
All right, let's thank Kathleen. I have one question. So before we start with the feedback, can you explain what is like the distribution process? How can people buy the product, or how does that process work?
The product is right there in your brochure. Okay? And I have no contact on there, so I am not networking you. I make sure that you got, and it's actually an old brochure, there's a product or two missing. The products are distributed out of Moldova, manufactured in Moldova. This is a company owned, you saw the owner and his family there, and they have their fields in Israel, Italy and so forth, and then they go to Moldova. That's where the technology and so forth, and the lozenges created and shipped out of Orlando from here.
So one thing that Kathleen and I talked about beforehand, really to kind of narrow down what the primary challenge is, and we've come across this before, and let me back up a minute. Again, I want to thank Kathleen. Monty and I want to thank Kathleen. She jumped in last minute to do this. We met at the expo. She's been here a few times, but when our original presenter had rescheduled, she agreed to do this last minute, so we thank you for that. But her challenge when we talked earlier is education, because it is a unique product that we need to figure out and give her suggestions on how to get in front of people for educating them on what this is. And if we can think along those lines,
Yes.
let's think along those lines of how can she get in front of people to educate them about this product. John, if you have something.
I got some.
Well, I'm just, so if you're trying to, if I'm a customer and you're trying to make me healthier, are you going to suggest a group of these products that are in your brochure, one of them or all of them, or how does that work?
So these lozenges, because they go directly into the blood cells and change the DNA.
So these are all lozenges you put under your...
Yes, you suck on them.
You suck on them? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And we do have a sample for the immunity one, the top one, GRW. But you suck on them and you ask, you're looking at what do you want to change? So symptomologies, basically.
Okay.
And then you can put a combination of 3 or 2 or 1. And some people just take one, and it makes a little difference in what they're suffering from or dealing with.
So from a medical perspective, how do I know what I need to change?
That's part of the education process.
Okay.
Yes, and because I'm not your network, you actually have to teach people how and what those properties are. That's why I showed you that one slide that we do have those explanations for you. But if you look at the plants, they're not the fiber, it's the DNA. And they carry a blueprint of information.
Dollars that are at the top of the brochure, is that?
This is an old brochure, so just don't pay attention to that, okay? I usually cross that out, sorry.
All right, we're gonna
It's
go,
close.
Brandy Allen and then Matthew. Brandy.
I had a thought was maybe doing some seminars in the villages, promoting on Facebook, because I feel like in the villages, word of mouth and things like that. Maybe doing some videos to capture attention.
So in the villages, you have to pay for the building if you're gonna create a seminar, if you're outside of the villages. So that's a little tricky. But yes, if anybody wants to invite me in who is in the villages, and I don't have to pay for the building, yes, that's a perfect way.
There
Thank you.
is a lender that I work with occasionally with HELOCs, and he does at a coffee shop, they have a back room that
Oh,
seats
that's-
about 15 people, and he'll do like a little presentation there. I don't know what they charge him, but I can find out.
Yes, that's perfect. I am that.
And I think, Alan, real quick, I think, my thought on that was, like, get with Rotaries and the different, those types of organizations where you can get there and present to those, because I like the villages because I think as we get older, we need more of this type of products. Alan?
Well, thanks, Jim. Hi, thank you for stepping in today. I feel like your best approach to what I've seen out there is the education piece and utilizing, starting with some free resources on Facebook or LinkedIn or your own webpage, which isn't literally free, but it's something you already have going that you can add some personal video content. I mean, Matthew does all kinds of stuff like that, where you take your own, just selfies kind of stuff, and teaching people about why it's important and how it could be helpful, and using that to leverage your solution. There's so many things that it can compete with, and without knowing exactly how it can help me, why would I want to even know more about it? So these reels and these, Facebook clickbait kind of things, or whatever it might be, could be a way in for you depending on cost and availability.
Okay. So I had a question for you. Just out of my head. Oh, yes, radio. If you heard it over radio, like one box is for, you can see, they give suggestions for what they're for. Would radio, short radio blurbs also, if I went in and did a little blurb on one symptom, one box, would that be educational?
There is a radio station out of the villages, I believe, that maybe that's.
Randy's selling the villages in the
I
level.
don't know, I think the villages, I just like.
Yeah, the cute,
We'll slow down to listen.
Yeah, and I think to that question, I think it would, because there's so many products. But, and like with Alan's suggestion on the videos, just take one at a time.
Yes,
Because
one at a
too
time.
much is gonna be way overwhelming.
Right.
But it's like, hey, are you having back issues? We've got this, or memory, they have this. So just kind of do segments of little 30-second videos of how it helps. Matthew?
Yep. I'm going to piggyback on that, but first I have two questions. One, what have you tried already in terms of educating and marketing? And two, have you utilized any sort of surveys to find out, okay, here's the different challenges we commonly see people come to us for, what is yours, pick your poison, and then we can kind of tailor things. Have you tried anything like that yet?
Education-wise, nothing on a whole group, just one-on-ones.
Okay.
I do have videos that can be put up individually, that 30-second, that I could utilize more
Okay.
individually. And surveys haven't been utilized very well. We do have a health survey, and it hasn't been utilized well in like a whole group setting also.
Sure. And I feel like the company probably has some sort of like wellness survey that somebody can probably fill out that's more just generic to help you figure out which product is suited to you. I've worked with health people in the past, and we created surveys that were tailored more toward exactly like their clientele, and even like current customers finding other needs that those people, because your best customers are already buying from you to get them to buy additional things. So those surveys did really well. But to answer the other question about radio and social media and that type of marketing, in this, because there's such a wide breadth of different products, one of the best approaches is really to utilize the stories that people have. For example, and a lot of this comes down to your target market and the seasonality. So a lot of people in this room probably have itchy eyes and are sneezing a lot because allergy season is once again here in Central Florida. So let's say you go on the radio and you talk about those symptoms and things, or share a little story about that, like a paid story, whatever it is, or you on social media. People instantly relate to it. They're going through it as well, and they go, "Hey, you got a solution? I'll try anything." But again, it's based upon seasonality, it's based upon the interest. You target certain ads and certain products to the villages, different to different areas, because there's different demographics and different seasonality.
Okay, thank you.
Delaney?
Good morning.
Good morning.
People don't know what they don't know.
Yes.
right? So I think that it's been said a couple different times, a couple different ways, but I think we all feel that nobody here likes to be sold at. So when I look at this, I don't necessarily, I mean, I haven't even read the whole thing and I'm like, I'm not sure that that's something that I need, right? But if you sit there and you tell me, you know, oh, are you suffering from this, and I'm like, oh yes, then at the end, then I'm more likely to be like, because I'm suffering from all of these things, I'm more likely to listen, right? So if you can find a way that it doesn't appear as though, and I'm not saying you have done that, I know this is a completely different instance, right? Because you're just sharing it with us without selling, so I can appreciate that. But I would say that if you can find it that way, where they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? We've all heard that. So if you can figure out how to hit those heart points, right? Like, I care about you because I don't want you to suffer from, then they're more likely to listen.
So I have a question back to you. That is very true. People want to emotionally be involved and relate to somebody that had success. Very, very key point, particularly with this product, right? It's so innovative. So my question to you is, you'd rather hear the stories and what it can do for you than the innovative technology?
100%.
Okay.
Listen, I have things at home. I don't know how they work. I don't care how they work. I just care that they work.
Okay, that's key.
You know, and I think at that point too, and we're going to kind of travel down. Marguerite, we're going to come to you next. From an education, libraries, they put on this stuff all the time. Libraries may be able to connect you to teachers. Everybody that has a child, if you're not sick within the first 2 weeks after school starts,
yes,
you are a miracle. Because everybody that has kids, we're all sick as parents the first couple weeks. It just, you plan on it. So get to the libraries, educate them. Get to the schools, to the teachers. And it's kind of maybe a downhill effect, but the libraries love to put programs like this on, and especially the kids and daycares and along those lines, and the education part of it. And I think that's a whole different market. I'm telling you, kids and sickness, they go hand in hand. Marguerite.
Hi, Margarita with Europe Innovative. One thing I was going to say was the libraries. The libraries do allow you, if it's educational and you're not selling, to open up. So let you have programs you can be put on their calendar. So the good thing is to be able to let them know ahead of time, hey, can I partner with you guys? I want to educate people on how they can be healthy and have different things. One for heart, one for hormones, one for children because you're going, things like that. And then there are the adult calendars that they have, as well as the children calendars. You can put on the children calendars to get on with parents. Hey, do you not want to get sick the first part of the school? Here's some educational things and things that you can do to be able to do that. I think it's powerful to educate the background, but also recognize the crowd that you're speaking to. Some people, I'm a math and science geek, so I love it. But I was like, but there are people that it is the more vision. So when you're able to portray to them that story, when you're able to give them like the facts of Lisa, you said you had to use it. I work also in healthcare, so I see plenty of people who are, I don't have an answer. You know, I've tried everything and still I don't have a solution. You know, when you come to them with that, and have you ever been said, we don't have nothing for you, here's an opportunity. And then that makes them kind of engaged to be able to say, hey, let me try this, I've had these issues, let me see if this works for me.
And I think part of the education part too, John, I hope you're going to get to this because I'm stealing your thought, I know this. It's all natural.
Yes, 100% non-chemicalized, that's my word for it, non-chemicalized.
You know, that's a big point that I always look back when we go back 100 years. All the mess that we got into all started 100 years ago when we started. Before that, God put everything on this earth that we needed to be healthy.
In its natural form.
In its natural form. We messed it up. So going back to the earth is the best thing that we can do, John.
So, do you have any competition?
No, not in this technology.
Because I would, the first thing that would come to mind would be balance of nature, because that's all of the televisions, but that's a different technology. Okay, so you have no competition. So what you're doing is you're going into the marketplace, I gotta educate everybody in terms of what this does. Do you have testimonials?
Absolutely, that was on that one slide with the certifications and so forth. Yes.
So you have physical evidence that you can present in a classroom setting like this that will demonstrate the success and the benefit associated with what you sell.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So one of the things I've learned in my time and what I do is, to know your audience, right? Get to know them a little bit better. But so it may be the simplest thing of just asking that question of the person that's in front of you. Like this young lady just said she's a math scientist. Is I always ask the question to people, hey, do you want to know the time or do you want to know how the clock works, right? And then once they give you that answer, hey, I just want to know the time, okay, then just give them the educational, the testimonial side. If they're like, man, I'd really love to know how the clock works, then go into the in-depth stuff, because that is a great way for you to get in and launching that product, because then you're going to know what's going to connect with them.
That's great. Thank you. Did you get that down, Margaret?
Go ahead.
So I have an interesting question. Are you using AI to help you market or brand any of your list at the moment?
I actually do. Our company is very innovative. Besides the wellness innovation and technology, they actually have set up an AI system within our products, and Luna is her name. She talks to us all the time and creates our lead and our blog pages and so forth.
Oh yeah, you were telling me that. I remember at the thing. And so what I did actually was I took pictures of your brochure and just put them into ChatGPT, and I took notes on your presentation, and it spit out really some cool things like more energy in 30 seconds, no more pills or powders, feel better naturally. So I mean, it's really cool stuff.
Yes, it is.
All right, before we go, we're going to go to Wendy because she's been waiting and I forgot her, so I apologize.
First of all, I love your slides.
Oh,
you did a great job with the slides.
They did a great job with the slides. It really was last minute. Everything started to fall apart.
So if you could have just 4 slides, then you could turn it into a brochure, something even quick.
Yes.
Because there are some people that wants to know why it works and how it works. And then one thing that hasn't been taught, because I have taken the products now for 2 weeks, and it's sweet, but yet it's only 1 gram of sugar. So those that are on a ketogenic diet or carnivore, 1 gram, it's still a selling point for it. And because it is sweet and it tastes good, you're more likely to take it and see the effects of it.
Yes, that's why we call it our candy nutrition, but it actually reduces blood sugar metabolism and AC1s and so forth. So it can be taken.
Hey Kathleen, great job for inspiring us to be more healthy. My question is, what does the data show? I want to hear, if I take 1 pack of lozenges, if I spend $70, how soon am I going to feel an effect? And what's your marketing budget to sample these? Do you go to one of the 1,200 villages groups? All those presidents are listed publicly online. You just go right to the president and say, hey, I know I can't do a seminar, but what if I give you 20 samples to give to your yoga class today? And then moreover, are you finding those people that are already generally concerned about holistic health, like a chiropractor, a health food store? Those kind of people, I think, are already interested in buying that type of product, might be more interested in having that, spending that discretionary income toward that, market.
Okay, first the data. The data comes in the testimonials actually, because they are so fast acting. Within 10-15 minutes, some symptoms are gone or lessened.
That's
Within
huge.
3 months, a torn meniscus is healed. So we do have data, but it's through the testimonials.
Put it in a chart, put it in a commercial, put it in a
Who
tattoo.
can I go to?
Put it in a video.
You over there to help me out with that?
Yeah.
There's so many different things now, especially as most of us are doom scrolling, that are like, hey, picture life this way. And so if you're able to, get into that action and into those searches of people, the 15 billion people in America that are using alternative medicine, that's a real number, according to our friend ChatGPT. But
Which is not ours, sorry.
yeah. No, but seriously, I think it just find the low-hanging fruit. People you have to educate less, but provide them the data like this is going to work in 30 minutes. This is a medicine.
Oh, I can't claim that. It's not a medicine. It's a nutritional.
Well, in other words.
Yes.
Like,
I have to be very careful with that language.
John?
So, when I'm sitting in the room, you'll eventually get this question from me. What is your gross margin on your products?
So the gross margin for someone who wants to bring it in to their offices is 30%. For me,
But if you sell a bottle,
Okay,
a
tell me your
package
question.
of this, how much profit, what's your profit on this product?
pretty much 30 to 60% of it. It depends on where I'm at in the compensation plan. But if it wants to be retail wholesale, it's always a 30% markup to
So
45%.
if I stock your products in my store, I can expect as the seller of that to the retail customer, I'm going to be getting 30% profit on what I give.
Or up to 45%, yes,
Okay.
depending.
So another thought that I had, and we got about 2 to 3 minutes left, so keep the thoughts coming. Another thought that I had is daycares. What if you went to daycares and said, hey, we want to put together a presentation for the parents? You know, again, I always look at things, how do you separate yourself? I know you don't have competition, but that helps them separate themselves from their competition. If you have daycare owners that are putting on presentations on how to help the kids stay healthier, how to help the parents and the family stay healthier by educating the daycare owners, that might be something that they could pass along, bring the parents of the kids and do a presentation for them, so educate them on going forward again. Because when school starts, daycares.
Right, and that just brought up the other fact that I didn't have enough time to speak fast enough to let you know this actually helps animals. I was with a dog that was in a seizure. I took 2 of the lozenges, shook it up, put it let it in a bowl, and I drank it up, and within a minute's time, his eyes were non-dilated, and he was back to normal. So, vets, I gotta go to vets.
That's perfect.
Thank you for reminding me.
Does it help calm crazy dogs down?
Yes,
Because I need that.
absolutely.
My dog's crazy.
Yes.
So, everybody else got a crazy
Back to
animal.
Monty's question about the margin for a product to share, like I can do today. The owner is very wise in his model that he allows us to have the opportunity to buy our product and then get 100% for just a handling fee of $5 a box. So that's how we do it.
We're gonna get a branding, then we're gonna finish up.
So I was just looking at this, and is this considered a package?
No.
Or it's per box, and what changes the difference between the daily, the premium, and the elite?
Okay, so as you look at the brochure, there's the daily premium elite. The dailies have a certain cost and so forth and so on. So each category is an individual box, 30-day supply. If you do go in and do your online store, you then are presented with packages, they're called, and there's even a further discount by buying a package. You usually get one of the boxes in the package free.
Margaret, right beside.
Okay, so I had a question as well as an idea. So my question is, how have doctors have used them to be able to tell them this, and how have they come back to you with it? Because if you're able to get a local doctor or two to be one of your representatives, be a place that kind of helps, it's just because everyone always questions, and when you go to a doctor, it's like, oh, are you taking any supplements, and what does that cost? So what's the take back, and how have you been able to overcome that?
Okay, so doctors are a little bit trickier, and you have to go in and spend time build a relationship. But there are doctors changing and putting this into their offices and using it in that retail wholesale model. Again, education mindset, and I think we have more doctors, especially the naturopathic doctors and chiropractors and so forth, that are starting to become aware and use it and speak up. Does that help answer your question?
So I know Kathleen brought a bunch of samples, so see here afterwards. I don't know how many different kinds, but they can kind of tell you what.
It's the GRW, the first one. It's a natural immunity one. And the other thing, this does not contradictive to your medications because they are DNA, not plants, so they're going into the bloodstream, not the gut.
All right. So there's samples there. Help yourself. She'll hang around afterwards if we had any more thoughts, comments, suggestions. But let's thank Kathleen again for the presentation. Now, you've seen what it takes and how a presentation goes and how the process goes for our first time and all the members, everybody that's attending. If you're interested, we're gonna hold this up here. We've changed our process a little bit. There is a sign-up sheet on the back if you wanna sign up there. If you wanna go online, scan the QR code, that will take you where the presentations can be, the application can be completed for the presentations. I believe we're scheduled out through the first week of August. So we have openings. If you want to present sooner, we will get you up here to present sooner, and we will just dub you up with somebody else. So I don't see any phones, so we will go to the next slide. So community announcements. Brian.
Yeah. On July 29th, so it's a ways out, but UCF and LEAD are putting together a cybersecurity essentials workshop over at the Pavilion in Cabarrus, and it's going to be a very hands-on way to kind of go through some exercises and think through how to protect yourself and what to do with all the various threats that are out there in the cyber world. So July 29th, I'll put some flyers out here in the back.
All right, thank you. John.
It's a little far out, but this is a summit in Tampa for any SBDC members. It's a great opportunity to rub shoulders with successful people and get ideas about how to take your business to the next level. It's like a 2-day seminar. So there's brochures on the back too.
All right, ready?
We have a new Leesburg Toastmasters group to develop their speaking and presenting skills. It's at the Leesburg Chamber of Commerce on Tuesday mornings at 9 o'clock. We get started at 9:15 for an hour.
And I'm Alan Biles. On the subject of Toastmasters, we have our Lake Eustis area Golden Triangle Toastmasters that meets on Monday evening, 5:30 at the Lake Eustis Area Chamber of Commerce. Please join us and develop your speaking skills.
Hi, I'm Ryan Peltz, and I'm with the Leesburg Chamber of Commerce, and I'm a client ambassador for the Chamber. So tomorrow I'd like to invite anyone that has never attended the Chamber breakfast, or if you're already a member, please attend the breakfast tomorrow at 7 a.m. I promise that if you come and you let me know you're there, I'll introduce you to people and help you
And where's
connect
the
with new
location?
connections. And the breakfast is located at the Venetian Gardens.
Venetian Center.
Yep, Venetian Center, 7 a.m.
Hey guys, so I'm Zach Ross. I run a software company, but I came here really today to meet founders who are looking to get funding with their startups. We help fund all those, specifically with the software. If you need help with all the software stuff. If you want to learn more, have a conversation, let me know.
All right, if you have an event coming up, scan the QR code. I know there's a lot of scanning, a lot of QR coding, but this is where it will go onto the lead calendar, correct?
This one is to add this event to their calendar. Go to the next one. That's false on social media. That's if you want to add an entrepreneurial event to the lead calendar.
All right, I'm seeing stars from all the little dots and everything. But yeah, this way, if you have an event, this is the best way to go. It's going to go on the lead calendar, and I don't know, how many people do you have that are that follow the page?
Probably 3,000.
So there's 3,000 people following the page that will see your upcoming events. So if you have it, scan it, put it on their calendar. If you have a flyer, put it in the back. We generally like to keep the announcements up to within the next week, and they need to be free events. Arlene.
Hi. As you mentioned in the beginning, everybody is welcome to. Yay! Everybody's welcome to come check out our brand new retail store. The address is 11 North Grove, so it's right across from City Hall. If you can't make it over there today, we're also having our big grand opening party on Friday.
10 o'clock?
10 to 8.
10 to 8. So all day.
Fun stuff all day long.
Oh, Kathleen's? All right, so real quick, we're going to put Kathleen's contact information for anybody who need that, if you want to take a picture of that. Next week, it's summertime, so we know attendance is going to be a little challenging. If you've been here for the first time and you think there's value to the product, we need Leesburg people coming here. Let's invite somebody to bring them next week. The one thing I say, you are in business and you're competing with other people out in the marketplace. If you bring them to an event like this, what my thought is always gonna be, they're gonna look at you, they're gonna look at their competition, your competition, go, why didn't you bring me to this? This is a great event. So that is gonna solidify your relationship with that business partner, getting them involved, giving back, seeing the value of the program. So please, continue to invite, continue to let everybody know about the product or the program. If they're not able to attend in person, they can always watch online. And then we are going to finish up with Monty.